The reading is from Matthew chapter 28, verses 1 to 10. After the Sabbath, at dawn on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to look at the tomb. There was a violent earthquake, for an angel of the Lord came down from heaven and, going to the tomb, rolled back the stone and sat on it. His appearance was like lightning, and his clothes were white as snow. The guards were so afraid of him that they shook and became like dead men. The angel said to the women, "Do not be afraid, for I know you are looking for Jesus who was crucified. He is not here. He is risen just as he said. Come and see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples, he is risen from the dead and is going ahead of you into Galilee. There you will see him. Now I have told you." So the women hurried away from the tomb, afraid yet filled with joy, and ran to tell his disciples. Suddenly Jesus met them. "Greetings," he said. They came to him, clasped his feet, and worshipped him. Then Jesus said to them, "Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brothers to go to Galilee. There they will see me."
Thanks, Andy. Now I'm going to put my life in my hands as I do all our all-age services, and I'm going to invite all the kids to come out the front. If they want to join me at the front, have a seat at the front, and we're going to go through the Easter story this morning. Now, for any kids that really don't want to come, I've got stuff. All the children who come out today, here they come. Here's Theo now, all right, okay. Have a seat. Oh, you're not getting it yet. You got to work for it, right? Who likes cream eggs? I'd like to do a vote on this, right? I'd like to do a vote on this. Stand up if you love these. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Stand up if you hate these. Stand up if you're not awake and didn't vote, right? Right, well done, Ashley, right, for owning up, right? I can't stand these. Elizabeth loves these. I can't stand these, right? For anybody who doesn't like these, I found these, which are a little bit different. Would you like one? Well, you'll have to wait. Anyway. So, right. And I couldn't get these anywhere, actually. Abby got these from Sunningdale. But anyway. Oh, what's that supposed to mean? Right. One, two. Right, you half's not going to get it, okay? No, I'm joking, right? I've got loads of these.
50, 60, 170, 80.
Oh, right. So I've got enough for the youth as well, if they join me at the front. No, I'm joking. Right, you guys move back a bit because I will need a little bit of space, right? We're going to whiz through as quick as possible. Was anybody here for our Good Friday service here? So Jack was there, you guys were there, yeah. Anybody else? Josh and Evie, you were there, yeah, you were here, right. So, our Good Friday service is one of my favourite services of the year because we actually relive the last week of Jesus' life here on earth. And so we visited all these places that you see on the wall. We went from place to place, Gethsemane, we went upper room. I don't know how it happened, but I lost Pilate. Now, some people think that this is Pilates. This is not Pilates, right? This is actually Pilate, right? And so some people were looking for Pilates in the Easter story. It's not there, right? Anyway, right? And so we've got Bethany. I asked the children, where are we going to go next? We're going to go to Bethany. Where's Bethany? They all pointed to Bethany in the front row. But anyway, right? So Bethany was over. So we journeyed, right? And we ended up, if you were there on Friday, I think one of the most moving things I experienced on Friday was when the children carried the body of Jesus on a table And they carried it all the way from there, and all the children round about it, and their feet were like marching drums as they carried the body of Jesus. And they shuffled their feet all the way around, and they put Jesus in the tomb, and we closed the door. And the sign came up on the screen, to be continued. And here we are. And so let me just quickly run through, as fast as I can, if we can get it on the screen, the story. So Good Friday ends with Jesus. Well, Good Friday is Jesus on the cross, and he comes and he dies for us. Now, if you're all well behaved, right, and you answer sensibly, you'll all get a cream egg at the end, right? Or one of these if you prefer one of these, right? Okay, are we okay? Good to go.
I think so.
So Good Friday. The reason it's called good is because Jesus did a good thing. And he laid down his life. And here we got a picture of Jesus. And they took Jesus off the cross and they carried his body. And they put him in a tomb. And they sealed it with a stone. A massive stone. And they put guards, like soldiers on there, with lightsabers. So, well, maybe it wasn't lightsabers, but anyway, they put Jesus, they put soldiers on over the grave so that nobody can come. But you ever wonder what it was like for the disciples? Ever been in a roller coaster, right? And you kind of think, right? You think it's kind of all over, but all of a sudden, right? You come to the end, and then it's a dip. And for the disciples, I wonder how they felt, boys and girls. I wonder how they felt when Jesus, their leader, is crucified, put in a tomb. All of a sudden, there's no purpose. There's no meaning. There's no guidance. What do we do? Some of them went back fishing, back to their jobs that they had. What do you do when the person that you've been following all this time is tortured and crucified? What do you do? And so on Sunday, in the reading that Andy gave for us, they went towards the tomb. And when they got to the tomb, something incredible had happened. Does anybody know what had happened when they got to the tomb?
When they got to the tomb, didn't Jesus rise up from the dead?
Jesus,
He wasn't
he wasn't
there.
there.
The guards, I'm pretty sure, weren't there as well.
Yeah, they were scared. That's great. Fantastic. You maybe get 2 eggs.
I'm a Christian.
Yeah, that's good.
I know.
That's good stuff. Great. Right. Give me a fist bump. Well done. Right, okay. And so they go there and they discover that Jesus isn't there. They find that the stone is rolled away. And so they go and they think, what's going on? And then they go inside and an angel appears to so that's them thinking, what's going on? What is going on? They think it's somebody's maybe stolen the body. We need to call the police because somebody's stolen the body of Jesus. What is going on? And then they go inside and an angel appears and said, he is not here. He is risen. And so go tell the disciples. So they go get a couple of disciples and they come and they have a man look. That's a man look, right? 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 I was looking for pens this morning, right? And I went to the box where the pens are kept. I looked inside it for a wee while. Couldn't find it. I went to Michael, says, where's the pens? In the box. Right? And then we go back to the box, we open the box, and there they are, the pens, right? A man look, right? If you're not married, right, if you're a man and you're not married, you'll discover that this is a thing. It sets in when you're older, right? And I've got a double dose of it, right? A man look. And so in there, they're having a look. And then they go inside. They want evidence. And they find, boys and girls, hey, this is very important. You hope you're focusing, Josh. This is very important. Jesus taught us a very important lesson, right? Even Jesus, who died and rose again, folded up all his clothes, right? He folded them all up neatly, right? And so what you got to do, boys and girls, Jack, are you listening? Right?
Mess it.
In the morning, you got to make your bed.
No, you got to mess
Who makes their bed in the mornings?
Not me.
Oh, quite a few make their beds in the morning. Are we having confession later? Right, anyway, right, so they find these folded grave clothes. They're lying there. This is just the introduction, by the way, right? We haven't got to Sunday yet. Right? Well, no, we have. Right, anyway, right? But we haven't got to my message. Right, anyway, I'll continue. They find the folded grave clothes, right? And according to this picture, they messed them up. Where is he? Where is he? They can't find, they can't work out what's going on. And then Jesus appears. Can you imagine? You think somebody's stolen the body. You think, what on earth's going on? But suddenly Jesus appears with the wounds in his hands. Jesus appears. What on earth is going on? You were dead. I saw you on the cross. I saw them take you off the cross. I saw them put you in that tomb. I saw the stone being rolled over it. I've come, and you're not here. Where am I? How is this possible? And I want to just bring a few challenges to us today, to the boys and girls, and to each and every one of us gathered here, to those online today. Because I believe that the resurrection of Jesus changes everything. The death of Jesus wasn't enough. Now, don't stone me. I have a gasp there over there, right? Oh, no, that was a yawn. Phew. Right? The death of Jesus isn't enough. Because if all we have is the death of Jesus, then Jesus is just like a prophet, maybe a good man, maybe a magician. The death of Jesus isn't enough, but the resurrection changes everything. And what do I mean by the resurrection changes everything? Well, let me just bring you 4 things that I just very quickly, and I've got a bit of a challenge for us, right? We've got to try and guess what they are. I believe the resurrection brings lots of things, but I highlighted 4 for my message today. Who can think this one out? Have you ever played this game? So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters, I think. 8 letters. Begins with the letter I. Jesus' resurrection brings... Anybody got a guess? Nope. It begins with I. 9-letter word. All right, I'm going to go a bit older. Is there anybody out there? Oh, you're all. I'm going to give you a clue, right? Iceland? No. Jesus' resurrection brings Iceland. Is that like click and collect, or is that like a country? Huh? Interrelation. Inspiration. It does bring inspiration, but that's not the word. It's on there. Does MD tell me? You're all baffled. Craig! Identity is wrong. Sorry, Craig. I'm going to tell you, right? I'm going to give you a clue, right? When Jesus died on the cross, something incredible happened in the temple, right? Something incredible happened in the temple, and the Bible says, and the temple was a place where there was this massive, thick curtain. It's not just like your little blackout blinds, right? This is a massive, thick curtain. I'm coming in a minute. Massive, thick curtain. And when Jesus died, because what had happened is only the priest once a year could go inside the curtain and meet with God once a year. But when Jesus died on the cross, I was coming to the kid, mate. Right? Anyway, right? When Jesus died on the cross, the veil was torn into 2. And all of a sudden, resurrected, all of a sudden, right, we have intimacy with Jesus. Oh, intimacy with Jesus. Because what did Jesus say? Can anybody tell me, right, if I say these words, Ian, don't shout out, right? Right? If I was to say, Jesus said, I am the... Can anybody tell me, anybody finish that off?
God. I am the Son of God.
Oh yeah, I might have to go a bit further, right? I am the Son of God. He did say that as well, right? Jesus said, I am the way,
and the truth and the love.
the truth and the life. Nobody can get to the Father through me. And so the resurrection brings intimacy. It means that we can have a relationship, even as young little kids. I remember as your age, giving my life to Jesus because I believed that he died and rose again, and he died on a cross for me. The resurrection brings intimacy. Next word, beginning with F. Can anybody tell me? And it's not Finland, okay? We've had Iceland. It's not Finland, right?
France.
Right? France.
France. Yes.
You can go sit with your mum. Right? I'll give you a clue, right? Can we get? No, not Braveheart. Who said Braveheart? Right, right. But it is true. You are right. What did Braveheart do then?
Friends.
What did he? No, not friends. He does bring friends as well. This is great. Jesus' resurrection brings friends, right? Think of another word beginning with F. What is it? Empty, shout it out. Freedom. Jesus' resurrection brings freedom. See, the problem was, right, there was this thing called sin that came into the world through Adam and Eve. And sin came into the world. It wasn't God's plan. And so God came up with a plan in the Old Testament. He said, listen, if you do this sin, you got to offer that sacrifice. If you do this sin, you got to do that sacrifice. If you do this sin, you got to do that sacrifice. But Jesus came to deal with sin, to pay the price for sin, to bring us freedom from sin. And I've been thinking a lot about this, because I've done a lot of assemblies and these sort of things over Easter. I don't know about you boys and girls, but I keep on sinning. I keep on sinning. I keep on messing up. And I talk a lot about this, about my actions, my interactions, and my reactions. Sometimes I react badly. My family will tell you all that, right? Sometimes I interact badly. My family will tell you all about that, right? Anyway, right? So, anyway. And I find that sometimes I keep messing up. So how does it work if Jesus brings us freedom? I was just lying in the early hours of this morning, and I was thinking about this. You know, I'm a Scotsman, and as you could probably tell, I'm a Scotsman, and was that a boo or a hiss or something, right? Anyway, right. And I like a bargain, right? I love a bargain, especially a Costco bargain, right? But anyway, so there's a tip for you if you go to Costco. I can't believe I say this. If it ends in 97, it's a bargain, right? Anyway, right? So anyway, for the last four years, is it? We've just gone to Scotland every sort of holidays. We've kind of gone to Scotland, and this year we're going abroad. Oh yes, and we can't wait, right? But I'm on my third hire car, because I've booked these cars, and then I've gone online when the pound's been a bit stronger, and I've saved like 200 quid, right? And I'm on my third car, right? Keep cancelling them, booking again. Cancel, booking again, right? Right? I don't know what kind of car we're going to end up with, right? But anyway, right? But I'm on my third car. And the thing that I'm a bit nervous about always, right? If you've ever been abroad, especially America, and you go and hire a car, they always try and make you buy the things that you didn't book earlier, right? And so I'm a bit worried about that. But the reality is that what I want to do is I want to buy something that no matter if I total the car, if I trash the car, if my kids trash the car or whatever, although we wouldn't want to do that, if I bang the car, doesn't matter what I do to the car, I want something that no matter what, when I hand back the keys, I'm covered. And I think that's what Jesus does. You know, we don't want to sin. I don't want to sin. But I know that I have freedom from sin. Because even though I mess up, I can come before my loving Father and I can say sorry. And when I say sorry, He forgives me. But He's also ultimately forgiven me. So know that no matter what I do, as long as I love Him, there will always be forgiveness. I'm always covered. Next one, very quickly. I need to move on. Power. Power. Peace. No, not peace. It's power, right? Are you moving them on me, or is it just me? Oh, it's just my fault, right? This one's power. You know, the incredible thing is that Jesus came, he died on a cross, he rose again. But then, you're not going to believe what happened next. And we'll look forward to this. He ascended into heaven, he disappeared again. And the disciples have to be like, wait a minute, he was here, he's gone, he's died, right? He's buried, he's back again, and then he's gone again, right? But Jesus said, I'm going to go to my Father, but don't worry. You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on me, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, and to the ends of the world. And I want to tell you, boys and girls, even at your age, if you're a follower of Jesus, if you love Jesus and you've invited Jesus into your life, you can pray for people and they can be healed. In fact, I think you've got more faith for it than some of us older ones. And so my prayer and my desire is that the ministry team will be filled with children and young people as well, who are just laying hands on people, just praying for people and seeing breakthrough. And so that's why we offer prayer in our services, because we believe that the resurrection brings power. Now, last one. Can you do it for me? Just move one. Last one?
Yeah.
Or will I do it?
Do it.
I've made this one more difficult.
Peace.
No, it's a 4-letter word ending in E. No, not love. Hope. Jesus' resurrection brings hope. It brings hope. You know, as I journey through life, I can't remember who I said it to recently, but as I journey through life, I don't understand how people can do life without Jesus. The knocks, the trials, the problems, the difficulties, I don't know how we can do life without Jesus. And I want to tell you, boys and girls, Jesus is so important. And with Jesus in our lives, he brings hope. And not just hope for this life, but hope for the life that is to come. And in a moment, David Brown's going to come up. He's going to lead us in communion today. And underneath here, there is some bread-ish, and there is some wine. And what we do is we take this, and when we take the bread, and we take the wine, and we take this, we do it because we want to remember the hope that we have through Jesus' death and through his resurrection. And just like when it comes to Remembrance Sunday, we take 2 minutes silence just to be silent and to remember. Can I encourage you? And this is something we get out of the habit of doing. But when we take communion in a little while, it's not the time to be chatting to the people next to us. It's a time of remembrance. It's a time of coming and giving thanks for Jesus' death and resurrection. And so we take this to remember the hope that we have in Jesus through his death and through his resurrection. And last challenge, Jesus' resurrection brings a choice. I want to ask you the question today. Have you experienced Jesus' hope? Have you experienced Jesus' love? Have you had a revelation of the cross? Have you had a revelation in your life that Jesus died for you? Are you walking with him today? Are you in fellowship with Jesus today as much as you were before? Because if you haven't, then you've backslidden. Are you following him? Are you experiencing his freedom? Are you experiencing intimacy? Are you experiencing his power? Are you experiencing his hope? And that's a challenge for each other. Let's just close our eyes. And this is a challenge for boys and girls as much as it is for adults today. I want to ask the question, have you given your life to Jesus? Are you a follower today?